My hair is crazy. It's matted and it's like crazy in the back. 911. 911 is an emergency. In the back of my crown, it's giving help her. And a lot of different ways. Things are like foundations are just falling apart. This is my transparency video. My transparency video. I was gonna do an audio, and I still may, but I just wanted to talk about that as a reflection, and even within like embodiment, like how certain things just may just be dissolving or like falling apart, you know, but not may, but are. I'm doing my best to express this, as it is not easy to express, but hi tree. Sharing spaces is not easy, especially when you're in the position of being in partnership, being in love, and not having all of what you would like to have, and really what's required for the healthiest relationship, if you know we want to take it there to the utmost degree of honesty, which I always do. Strive to be in honesty and in honor of self. Look at this little dandelion. Hi, Dandy. Strive to be in the most honest space of being, with self first and then others, yeah. Because if we can't be honest with ourselves, we can't be honest with anybody else. But it's hard to share space and be in that space graciously. And also, I've realized too that I've been put into this space. Like, I was put into this space even as a child. Like, put into this space where it felt like I had to hide to self and like really just where do I have this safe space to be where things aren't, you know, being taken away from me, and not taken away like, I don't know how to explain this. Actually, yes, I do know how to explain it, but I'm doing my best to express it in a way where it's clear and not offensive, to everyone involved, and even to myself too, because this is a blessing. This is my blessing, right? This is a blessing. And within blessings, I am grateful. I'm grateful for even the things that don't feel like a blessing, you know, because it's all on purpose. But, you know, this space that I'm in right now is very reflective of my childhood, and I'm seeing more how like the Saturn return is indicative of that, because it's in my 10th house, and you know the reflection of the 10th house is the 4th house. So the 4th house is like, you know, your upbringing, right? Ooh, berries. It's your upbringing, and I find myself very reflective of my upbringing, even in Costa Rica, here and in the space. So boom, back to sharing space and why it's hard, because as I grew up, I was so used to wanting to like grasp at every little thing and even just having the thought of like hiding snacks away because I felt like, you know, I would get judged. I was getting judged in the home about like, oh, you eat so much and you're always eating. You're always eating. I was, you know, there was a lot of shame around eating growing up, that I was eating too much and all the things. So I'm now realizing how that's carried with me in a way where I've be wanting to like save a little for later, like preservation. And then I reflect in the space with others that don't do that. Like, let's, you know, let's use this. Just utilize what we have and use it and not keep it and not like preserve it, not save it, right? And as I reflect on that, it just shows me about me because I'm like, oh, why am I always trying to like save a little bit to the side? And it's not bad. You know, that's not a bad thing to do because we should be preserving. Preservation should be a priority. But I just look and see how in my reality it is that like my reflection is not like that. And very abundant. She's very abundant. And like even her movements are abundant. And I look at myself and I use it as a teaching moment. I let it teach me because I know as I'm having my Saturn return, it's at the 3rd degree. So that's a very baby degree. It's very like needing to learn, you know, and I am learning. I'm learning that it's hard. It's hard to share space and be in this Saturn return and not see myself as like not enough because of where I am financially. And like even within that, there's like this little kid in me that be wanting to, like I was just reflecting on wanting to, you know, take a little bit to the side for myself. Then I also go through the motions of feeling selfish for even wanting to do that. But then it's like, Asia, you just want to take up more space. That's really what it is. And you are around people that allow themselves to take up space. And it's just such a teaching moment to me because I've been in position before. You know, I've been in position before where I had my own places. Is that a bird or what is that? I've been in position before where I've had my own places and didn't have to share space, right? It was just me. But for the past, I don't know how many years, I've been sharing space. I haven't been on my own since 2020. It's been almost 7 years since I've been on my own, like had my own space, and that was it. And between 2016 and 2020, those 4 years I had, I was on and off on my own. So I had like, I shared space and then I didn't. Share space and I didn't. So it's really just like a time for me to realize that I do like my space. You know, I know that already. I know I like my space, but it's a time for me to like materialize a space outside of self because I've become a safe space for myself and a home within myself. I've found a home within self. But the necessity for space and also balance of sharing space is like a part of my soul's journey because I'm also a Sagittarius moon. So learning how to have my independence and freedom at times is important, but you know, family is so important too. And I'm making this video because I was going to, just audio record as I walked, but then I was like, no, I want to show face, and that's okay. I've been unconsciously not really showing face as much because of me and my face even looking different, but my face is filling back out as I've been here, so yay. And I'm giving thanks to the space that I'm in. I'm giving thanks to the space that I'm in. I've been overcoming some guilt, some like overcoming guilt and working through guilt of wanting some things to myself. It's like, why there's a part of self saying, why do you want space to yourself when you've been allotted this paradise? Like, are you ungrateful? And I'm not. I'm so grateful. But my soul also calls for the independence, so I just have to continue to work harder towards that every day, because like I said, independence is important, but also family. So my life has been reflective in a way where I actually cut off my family, a lot of them, due to me and the healing that I needed, right? And for the most part, I feel like it's gonna stay that way for some family members, where I just don't have contact with them because why? They don't understand me, and they just want to see me in a certain version of myself that I'm just not anymore. So, and maybe never was. It's just like some people have projected onto me a lot in my life, to be one way in which I'm not. So, yeah. Yep. Hopefully this was insightful for you if you watch this. These are just like Saturn return reflections. I started a series where I was doing like the woman in the mirror, in which I will continue, but I've been needing to find my footing first before I start really getting into that, because just been moving. Saturn in Aries is real as far as like the homelessness aspect goes. Like, that hit me hard soon. And I read all about it. I prepared for it years before, at least I thought so, but there's no preparation like the moment. So, like the present moment. So, presence is what's important, and I've been paying attention to the things that come up in my mind of like me not wanting to project onto my manifestation and my miracle, and my angels not wanting to project onto that space, and I will not, because I know it's my own shit. I know it's my own shit where I will want to hold on to something because I feel like I have nothing, and that is a real thing to have to work through. And especially when you're feeling like feeling like you're not contributing much, like financially. It's hard to like feel like you deserve things to yourself when you're being given so much. Like, you're being given the things that you need, but the things that you want feel like selfish. And that's not true. It's not selfishness, it's just a desire, but it's about how you go about it. And how you don't shut others out because of your own desires and goals in life, and what you may feel like you need, or what your soul wants to accomplish. Because, like, I was even reflecting on how, like, I've always wanted this and this lifestyle, right? But never imagined it come with other people too, you know? Other than, like, maybe what a boyfriend, a husband. But that's just program thoughts, because, you know, who would have thought I'd be in Costa Rica with my girlfriend? Not me, because I wasn't even thinking about a girlfriend. Like, yeah, of course had been manifesting, like, oh, I want another partner, I want to have another partner with my partner at the time, but that's literally just not how it worked out. So I'm in acceptance and I'm in joy of it too. I'm very happy, very happy. But my soul keeps like this little nudges of like, ooh, but I want more, and like accepting that I want more. And okay, how are you gonna get it? What are we gonna do? You know? And not being in my head about what I don't have, and just expanding on what I do have has been like so key for me to do. Because if I dwell on the money, then that's fucking with my nervous system, and we can't do that. So I'm just doing my best to continue to stay in kamate mode, within life, because this shit is hard. It's hard being in love and being so exposed and open, and also because I made the space this way too. Like, I literally have this podcast, this platform, Alchemy with Asia, that exposes parts of me. And I thought about that too. I thought about how I used to be so wanting to be so secretive with people around me, because I had so many people betray me, or that's at least what it felt like. Betrayals, like telling my secrets and going around town and just being nasty. But then it's like I flipped the script with just telling my own story and empowering myself, where you can't use shit against me, because I stand on business and I stand on everything that I went through and will go through, whatever. So I feel much more empowered in this way. All right, get the fuck away from me. I feel much more empowered in this way to just be, to just let myself be. You know, I'm not sure. I keep touching my hair. I'm not sure if what I'm gonna do with this crown, you guys. I'm not sure. Like, I love my locks, but my hair in the back is crazy. It's like almost not even there. And it's so interesting how when I was in relationship with my ex, like towards the end, you would have thought I was going through it. I mean, I was, but you would have thought I was really going through it, because I was starting to pull my hair out. I was starting to pull my hair out. So, yeah. Starting to pull my hair out. And even at the time, you know, my partner at the time was like, my ex was like, are you okay? You're literally pulling your hair out. But that's a kind of a different story. Like, I got my locks done, so I think the person who did them just did them too tight, where it was like hurting the shit out of my hair. So I started to unravel them, and I'm kind of dramatic, so I pulled them out because they were just hurting me. And now it's just not the same. It's not the same. I feel like this bug is following me. I don't know. I'm going through some shifts. I'm indeed going through some shifts. Yeah, this bug is following me. I'm like crusty, you guys. Yeah, I've been crusty this whole time. I swear I'm not just waking up. I've been up. But yeah, let me go wash my face soon, very soon. It's just been I've been on a different type of time. If you come back over here, I'm smashing you. I'm smashing you. All right, I'm done.